And now it's time for development debates. We dig deeper into some of the questions shaping the future and present of China. Today, our debate topic is if stopping corruption is bad for the economy. Since December of 2012, 463 senior officials, including dozens of generals, ministers, and heads of state-owned enterprises, have been taken down. Tens of thousands of party members and low-level cadres are under investigation. The anti-corruption campaign is widely spread throughout China and has been a polarizing issue. Many are relieved to hear that corrupt officials are finally being dealt with, and many others are skeptical about the actual validity of the crackdown. But in purely economic terms, the anti-corruption campaign may have a negative impact on China's economy. It's taken a serious toll on the industries that are taking advantage of ostentatious spending by officials. Things like shiny watches, high-fashion clothing, top-shelf liquor, and overpriced restaurants were seeing an unheard-of upswing. But sales have been slashed since the campaign started. Merrill Lynch predicted the anti-corruption campaign will make China's economy suffer losses of more than $100 billion. That exceeds 1% of last year's GDP. A professor at the School of Economics and Management at Tsinghua University, Li Daokui, thinks that the anti-corruption campaign may drag down the Chinese economy. He says that even though the catering industry and other service sectors frequently used by the government were slowing down, he doesn't think that's the big problem. In fact, he doesn't think slowed spending is a big problem with the campaign at all. Li said the anti-corruption campaign is not following the right methodology and complained that expulsions and punishments were arbitrary. Several letters of accusation can start an investigation, and not all the investigations have been on a legal basis. Because a reform can hurt the interests of many people, those who would lose out on a new reform can send a letter of accusation to threaten the reformer. So progressive politicians are in a very dangerous position. Because of this, many officials and corporate managers are choosing to do nothing. He insisted the anti-corruption campaign should rely on a well-constructed system, and the process of anti-corruption should be based on the rule of law. If it's done in any other way, then it will hinder reforms. And Li thinks it's the biggest cost of the anti-corruption campaign. However, an article posted on BONTV Chinese by Cheng Tong said the anti-corruption campaign is good for China's economy. The article said that an economy relying on corruption will not last long. The economic development of the past is partly from government spending, and this is not normal or healthy. The argument was that the anti-corruption campaign will put China's economy and the market on the right track from now on. Now, some industries are complaining about the anti-corruption campaign. This is because they benefited from the corrupt economy and relied on corrupt spending. They were unwilling to lose market share. The article said that now some industries are suffering from the campaign, but in the long run, only breaking up the corrupt economy can make China's economy and markets thrive. The article said that it's short-sighted to complain about the anti-corruption campaign affecting business. Economic development and the health of the market rely on the rules of the market. The corrupt economy is just violating the fair market's law and order. Chung said that hoping that the corrupt economy can be sustainable is ridiculous. The two sides brought up general arguments about corruption, the idea being that corruption is bad and that stopping it requires major political changes. But the argument that corruption can't coexist with a growing economy isn't true, based on the large number of major economies where it persists. But there is strong rationale in saying that stopping corruption can make presenting progressive reforms less efficient.